Hey, this is Devan, and you're watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hey guys, it's Gracie from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Devan. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Getting into the questions, what made you want to get into music?
Ooh, music. I wish I remembered this specific moment, but I think just when I was younger, my house, like my parents always played so much music around the house. And my dad is a great singer and has always like been in bands. And it was more of a hobby for him, but has always like written songs. So I think my parents were both really encouraging of any kind of musical interest that I had. So they would really like help nurture that by putting me in lessons and just like constantly playing CDs in the house and in the car. And yeah, just a lot of my childhood memories are very music focused. So I think my parents definitely played a huge role in just like inspiring me to take it seriously as a career.
I mean, you obviously have had a long life in music. Do you have a favorite musical memory from that?
Well, my first concert was Spice Girls, so
That's a
that's,
good
I mean, I
concert.
wish I actually remembered it, but that's like a amazing thing to be able to say. I think I was like 3 or like I was so young, but I'm so grateful that my parents like brought me to that concert. But I actually do remember one moment when I think I was like 8 or 7 or 8 or something, and my parents started, they said, we'll give you an allowance and we'll go to HMV and you can pick out a CD and like buy your first CD with your own money. And the CD that I chose was Christina Aguilera Stripped, and it was like the first thing I'd ever like spent my money on before. It was probably like $5 or something. And I was just so excited because I like owned this CD and it was my favorite CD, and I would play it in my room start to finish, like standing staring in the mirror and like trying to like choreograph little dances and learning every single note. And I just have such fond memories of like being so young and like thinking I was like a famous superstar in my bedroom, and just so many like hilarious cringe memories of that time.
I mean, that is a good album. Do you have a favorite song off of it?
I would say Soar, which is like a deep cut. Like not everybody appreciates that one, but Soar is definitely a favorite. And then like Beautiful and like Fighter, like there's just so many good ones on there.
hmm I mean, the music industry can be very competitive. How has it been for you starting out?
It's been interesting because so I'm also in a band, and we started um, kind of getting off the ground about 5 or 6 years ago. So I've I've kind of like had the process of starting from complete scratch twice now, because now that I've launched my solo project, I'm doing it again. And it's just interesting because so much has changed between when I started the band and when I'm starting this project in the industry, that it's like no matter when you start, it's just you're constantly learning. And I think it's so hard to it is competitive, and it's so hard to like stay on top of like where the industry is going, and like trying to I don't know, put your energy in the right place, because there's so many different things that you could be doing at any time to work towards your goals. So I think I'm grateful that I've been in the industry for a while and have learned kind of like the resilience that you need.
Yeah.
And I think I try and remind myself that like the music is the most important thing. And like I do believe, maybe it's naive to think, but I do believe that like a really good song will get heard, just because like even I just feel like honest songwriting and like amazing music, it's not enough to obviously get you to become a sustainable musician with like a long-standing career. But I think that if you can really like, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm just have to remind myself like just focus on the music and just like put good energy out, and try and like make your best work, and then hope that people will resonate with it. Because there have been times in my life where I've just been like focused on like volume, like I need to like write this many songs because this person posted that they wrote 5 songs this week, so like I'm not keeping up. And when you get play that game, then you're not like the quality and like the honesty of the work doesn't always come through. So I think it's like it's been a big process of me finding a balance of how do I obviously push myself to work hard and like work at like a competitive level, not that it's like a competition, but just work hard and put time into it, but also like keep it authentic and keep it fun, because the moment it stops being fun, then there's no point, because like you have to have like the passion to actually withstand like all the ups and downs, you know?
Yeah, makes complete sense that it can be very hard at times because there are artists who release like new songs every week. Do you ever feel like
Yeah.
you have to live up to that expectation?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like when Taylor Swift put 2 albums out
Yeah,
last
that was
year.
a big one.
Yeah, I was like, what did I do this year? Because I mean, obviously there's people that can like be so prolific, and I mean everything she put out was amazing. So I was just like kind of got down on myself of being like, should I have written 2 albums this year, and like are my songs good enough? Like, but then you realize like she's been in the industry like 15 years longer than me, and she's got like a massive team, and all she has to do is just write the songs. So I think it's tough because at the early stages you kind of have to wear so many hats and do so many different things, and that takes up your time, right? So yeah, comparison is tough because you always go down that rabbit hole, but then I'm like, why am I spending so much time worrying about everyone else when I could have like made a written a song, you know? So it's just like holding yourself accountable and like trying to not to compare, and everyone's on their own journey. And I mean, I say this now and I sound so optimistic, but I definitely have days where I'm like, oh, I suck, like I can't write a song as well as XYZ. But yeah, just trying to like keep myself in check and like not put pressure to do exactly what someone else is doing, I
Mhm.
guess.
I mean, talking more about your songs, how do you find inspiration for them?
I think just like life, other music. Other music is a big one for me. Like if I hear a song that I love, like a production moment or a lyric that I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. How did they think of that? That always sparks an idea for me, because like I'm kind of like, how can I use this creative tool and like apply it to my situation? Obviously not like just rip someone off, but I just find like so much of my inspiration comes from other art, like movies and books and other songs and just writing in general. Um, so I think that's a big one.
We actually found you on TikTok. What was that
That's so
like?
funny.
What was that like for you posting for the first time?
Oh, very intimidating. And I think, well, first of all, I think it's been good for me because it's kind of easier to put yourself out there on TikTok, I find, than Instagram, because Instagram is so curated. But I like that TikTok is so you can post whatever you want. Like you can just post a random thought that comes into your head, and there's like there's an audience for it.
Mhm.
So at first I was kind of daunted by the whole thing, and I was like, do I have to dance or something? Like, which I
Yeah.
actually like have a guilty pleasure for learning the TikTok dances. But and then it just became like I don't know. I think that I put a pressure on it that I was like, I have to go viral, you know, like you just expect your first video to go viral, and it didn't. But then I was like, this is actually a great way for me to kind of like showcase my process more, like songs that I'm writing, or like hold myself accountable by doing like songwriting challenges, or just kind of it's just a fun outlet that's different to the other platforms. So I actually really like it. People hate on it, but I love it. As I'm sure
Okay,
you
that's
feel the
good.
same. Yeah.
I mean, obviously your videos did go viral just because they were on a lot of For You pages and stuff like that. Did you expect to blow up the way you did?
No. No. Well, it's funny because like but I think prior to like last week when my first video went viral, I was just posting kind of more, not like serious stuff, but just more like day-to-day stuff. And then I decided, my sister actually came up with the idea to do like the songwriting challenge from my taking excerpts from my diary from when I was really young, because like we were looking through the diary and just dying of laughter at how angsty and emotional it was. And she was like, people could probably relate to this. So we put that video up. And I was like, of course, it's the video that's not actually like related to my music that goes viral. But that's like the struggle that you have on TikTok anyways. But no, it's been honestly so fun and hilarious to see people's responses of like, we were all the same, like moody teenagers when we were younger. So it's nice to kind of have that memory.
Mm-hmm. I mean, talking more about you and your music, have you seen your music evolve from when you first started out to now releasing your second EP?
Yeah, definitely. I think something that I struggle with is I I feel like every artist is constantly evolving and like finding their true sound, and it takes a long time. And especially with the music I'm making for my solo project being different from what we've done in the band, like I really wanted to explore this side of me that was like more in the pop and R&B space, and music that I've always loved and listened to and written but had never really like released before. So the process of releasing my first EP was like very much an exploration of kind of like, okay, like how do I find my voice, and what kind of production do I like approach do I want to take? And then there's obviously moments of doubt, being like, is this my sound? And I think I was putting a lot of pressure on like my sound. But what I've realized is I think it's okay to like let people in on that process, and be finding it all the time and be kind of like constantly evolving. So yeah, it was interesting. I think like even since my EP that just came out in February, the songs I'm making now are not totally different, but slightly different and feel more evolved. So it's cool because it's scary when you kind of have to make that call of like, is this me? I think so. I wrote it, but like I also like this type of music, and it can be kind of baffling, but it's also really fun, and it's nice to dig deeper and find out like what really feels authentic and resonates.
I mean, yeah, you obviously said you released your EP, Pink Noise, in February, but do you have any future projects that you could hint at or tell us about?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I could just say whatever I want, I guess. I don't know. I guess that probably takes the mystery out of it, but I'd rather people know. Um, I have an EP that is going to be coming out in the fall, and then I'm starting to roll out the singles for it starting in June. So yeah, lots of music coming throughout the summer.
Mm-hmm. This is more of a fun question for you, but if you could describe yourself and your music in 2 to 3 words, what do you think they would be?
Ooh, scatterbrained.
Okay.
Just like I feel like I feel like that's like a harsh way of what I'm trying to say. I'm just a little all over the place in terms of my musical tastes and like the type of music I write. And I think I think my personality can be a little scattered sometimes. So maybe that's not the nicest word, but I think it's very true. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll keep thinking on it, and if something comes up, I'll tell you.
Okay, I know I'm just putting you on the spot.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good for me to think about this.
For your future, do you have any dream collaborations you would want to have?
Oh, so many, so many. Yeah, I have a huge list because I have only done a few collaborations before. So I think Chris Martin's been on the top of my list for so long. I've been like a huge Coldplay fan since I was really young. Um, I mean, Frank Ocean is one of my favorite artists, but I feel like it might be a "Don't Meet Your Heroes" type situation because it seems like he's like got his particular thing and his like people that he works with, and he doesn't really branch out. So I think I'd be so intimidated and nervous that I'd probably like not be able to say a single word. So I mean, I'll manifest it, but I need to prepare myself mentally for that. Kate Renata, Billie Eilish, um, Daniel Caesar. There's
Mhm.
just so many. There's so many. Yeah, this morning I was actually listening to this Toronto-based artist named Toby. Do you know him? He's like a soul
I
singer.
think so.
Yeah, he's incredible. So I actually just texted my manager this morning being like, we should try and get a collaboration with Toby. So yeah, so many talented people, especially right now, and like a lot of Canadians too,
Mhm.
that I would love to collaborate with.
Yeah, for sure. There are a lot of even Toronto-based like up and coming singers, and it's so crazy.
Yeah, totally. Who are some of your favorite Toronto artists right now?
He's not up and coming, but Tyler Shaw is always one. Um, my friend Rylan James,
Oh yeah,
he's a
he's
really good
great.
singer. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing
Um,
voice.
yeah, Daniel Caesar, Daniela Andreas.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there's so many great Canadians. It's really inspiring.
I mean, talking about other artists, do you have a favorite song at the moment?
Yes, my current favorite song, I think because I just like usually I listen to sad music and like heavy emotional music and that's like my what I like. But I think recently I've just needed like a feel good song because of where we're at in the world.
Yeah.
And so Photo ID by Remy Wolf and Dominic Fike, it's like such an upbeat, happy vibe. So that Good Days by SZA is like I wake up, I have my coffee, and I listen to Good Days, and I feel like the day will be manageable. Um, what else? Save Us by Lennon Stella is also a really good one that I've been listening to like all year. I think it was my top song of last year. So those three.
Those are all good songs. My last question for you. Our website is all about up and coming artists. Do you have anyone that you have your eye on that you would want to recommend to others?
Ooh, I love that question. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for doing this and like putting up and coming artists on too. It's really cool, and it's like nice that you're actively looking for people and to promote and kind of uplift. It's awesome. I mean, they're not really up and coming. They've done pretty amazing for themselves already. But Valley is a great Toronto band who I think are about to blow up as soon as the pandemic is over.
Mhm.
So I would definitely recommend Valley. There's a Toronto R&B artist named Looney. Um, Her voice is incredible. So Looney, Jessie Gold.
Mhm.
Jessie Gold's also amazing. Also from Toronto. Also R&B. Yeah, Valley, Looney, Jessie Gold. Final answer.
I mean, yeah, those are all good artists too. Thank you so much for doing this interview. It was so nice to talk to you and get to know you better.
No, you too. Thank you.